Welcome back, Coronation Street fans. You won't believe the explosive twists coming next week, starting February 10th through the 14th, 2025. Kit Green makes a shocking discovery that could unravel everything about the fire at the Platt household, just as David gets a mysterious offer that could change everything. But that's not all. Rob Donovan's escape plan, Abby Webster's latest struggles, and new neighbours shaking things up. It's going to be an intense week. Plus, Daniel's got a plan to win Bethany back, and Cassie has a confession that could turn Leanne's world upside down. You don't want to miss this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the drama. Trust me, you'll want to know what happens next. 1. Kit Green and Shona Platt make shock discoveries over the fire. Kevin pulls Shona and Nick aside and shows them the CCTV footage of the arsonist. The moment Shona lays eyes on it, her expression shifts, but she's quick to cover her reaction. Nick is too focused on the footage to notice, but something about it has clearly rattled her. Is it fear, recognition, or something even more complicated? Either way, she keeps her mouth shut, but you can tell her mind is racing. Meanwhile, Nick's just relieved that there's finally some evidence pointing towards the culprit, though whether it helps or makes things worse is yet to be seen. At the station, Adam isn't backing down. He puts pressure on Kit, making it clear that David shouldn't be locked up when there's no solid proof against him. Kit knows Adam's got a point, but that doesn't mean he's ready to let David walk just yet. Not long after, Nick swallows his pride and offers David an apology. He jumped to conclusions, and he knows it. But just when it looks like things might settle, Kit starts piecing together the evidence, and all roads seem to lead back to Leanne. When she's brought in for questioning, she doesn't deny that things look bad, but she stands firm. She's not the one who did it. Craig later drops a bit of a bombshell. Leanne hasn't actually been charged yet because something new has come up. Forensics have uncovered fresh evidence, and the police are waiting on results before making a move. Then, just as Kit gets his hands on the final report, his face drops. Whatever's in that file, it's not what he expected. The question is, has he just found the real culprit? Or has this case just taken an even darker turn? 2. David Platt gets a dodgy new offer. Andy slides $2,000 into David's hand, a so-called reward for his role in the robbery. But that's not all. He's got something even bigger lined up and reckons David should get in on it. David doesn't give him an answer straight away, but you can see the wheels turning. That kind of money could solve a lot of problems, but at what cost? Andy makes it sound easy, almost like it's just another job. But David knows better. Once you step into that world, it's not so simple to walk away. As the days pass, Andy keeps pushing, laying out all the details of the next job, but David's still weighing it up. He's not the same reckless lad he used to be. He's got people to think about. Then, just as Andy thinks he's got him hooked, Nick throws his own offer into the mix. Whatever he's got planned, it's enough to make David pause. Now he's got a choice to make: stick with family or take a dangerous gamble. And if he makes the wrong call, he might not be able to talk his way out of it this time. 3. Rob Donovan plots his escape amid transplant drama. Mandy's got her game face on as she leads Rob out of his cell. But there's more going on than meets the eye. This isn't just another routine check-in. There's something electric between them, and she makes sure he knows it. The question is, how far is she willing to go for him? Rob's made his decision, and Mandy's right there with him. But a plan like this isn't without risks. If they're caught, it's game over for both of them. But for now, it's just the two of them against the world. Or at least, that's how it seems. Meanwhile, Carla's got her own problems brewing. A call from the hospital throws everything into chaos. Rob's had a bad reaction to antibiotics, and it's serious enough to get him rushed straight to A&E. She doesn't waste time getting down there, but she's got no idea what's really going on behind the scenes. Mandy plays her part perfectly, keeping Carla distracted just long enough to set things in motion. The cuffs come off, the clock is ticking. If they're going to do this, it's now or never. But just when it looks like Rob might have pulled off the impossible, reality comes crashing back down. Carla's got another shock lined up, an email confirming Rob's a match for the transplant, and surgery is happening tomorrow. Whatever he was planning, it hasn't worked because he's still locked up when Carla delivers the news. That escape plan might have been a bust, but is Rob really the type to just sit back and accept his fate? With the transplant looming, Carla's left wondering if her brother's really going to go through with it. A last-minute delay on her end throws everything into doubt. What if Rob takes this as his chance to back out? She knows what he's like. Once he gets something in his head, there's no changing his mind. 1 minute, he's planning a jailbreak. The next, he's meant to be saving her life. It's a lot for anyone to take in. The real question is, when push comes to shove, what will Rob do? 4. Mason Radcliffe's funeral triggers Abby Webster's trauma amid Kevin Webster's test results. The weight of the moment hangs heavy as friends and family gather to watch Mason's coffin being carried into the hearse. It's a stark reminder of just how much damage has been done, and for some, the grief is almost too much to bear. Abby turns up, but something about the atmosphere sends her spiraling. One glance around and she's out of there, panic written all over her face. Later, she opens up to Dr. Gadders, admitting she's been seeing things that aren't there. She's always been tough, always fought through the worst of it, but this time, she's scared. Is this just stress, or is something bigger at play? Meanwhile, Kevin's got his own battle ahead. Sally's right by his side as he sits through his hospital appointment, and then comes the news no one ever wants to hear. Testicular cancer. The consultant doesn't sugarcoat it. He needs an operation and he needs it soon. But Kevin's not the type to sit around talking about feelings. He's out of there before anyone can stop him. Back at home, things take another turn when Debbie lets herself in and finds chaos. Smoke filling the kitchen, the alarm blaring, and Abby frozen, stuck in some kind of flashback. She's been holding it together for so long, but it's clear now. She's not okay. Later, Debbie stumbles upon Abby in full panic mode, desperately trying to put together a Valentine's meal for Kevin. She wants to be there for him, wants to show she can be strong, but right now, she's struggling to even keep herself afloat. Debbie steps in with a plan, hoping to make things a little easier. And as Kevin sits Jack down to explain what's going on, the real question is, can Abby pull herself out of this spiral in time to be there for her family? Or is she about to lose herself all over again? 5th, Gemma Winter Brown befriends new neighbour Lou Michaelis. Gemma can't help but laugh as she watches Lou giving Ardy a tough time over the price of some nighttime pull-ups. But then, things take a turn when Lou suddenly recognises her as another mum from Bessie Street School. Before long, she's popping into the Rovers, keen to get Gemma to join her for a drink and a bit of a chat. It's clear Lou's not shy about making new friends, but whether that's a good thing or not remains to be seen. As the week rolls on, Chesney surprises Gemma with some Valentine's cakes, a sweet little gesture that doesn't go unnoticed. But just as things seem normal, he drops a bit of a bombshell. He reckons he's spotted that silver van again, the same one that's been causing him grief for weeks. Meanwhile, Gemma's got other things on her mind. She tells Chesney that Lou and her husband Mick are moving into Maudsley Street, and she's already made plans to meet them for a drink. Now, here's where things get interesting. Coronation Street has already confirmed that Mick and Lou are set to be the newest nightmare neighbours. So what does that mean for Gemma and Chesney? And more to the point, could Mick be the one behind all the van trouble that's been winding Chesney up? If so, this so-called friendly drink might just be the start of something far messier than Gemma ever bargained for. 6. Daniel Osborne reaches out to Bethany Platt. Daniel turns up at Sarah Platt's flat, hoping to talk Bethany out of leaving for her new job in London. He's desperate to make her stay, but after everything that's happened, it's not going to be that simple. His betrayal has shaken everything, especially now that he's left questioning whether he's the father of his ex, Daisy's baby. With all that hanging over them, can Bethany ever find it in herself to forgive him? Or is it too little too late? 7. Cassie Plummer makes love, confession, as lonely Leanne Battersby struggles. Cassie's got it bad for Steve, and she's not exactly subtle about it. When she finally admits it to Leanne, she gets nothing but encouragement. After all, what's the worst that could happen? But Cassie's past has a habit of creeping up on her, and there's something she's not owning up to. If Steve ever finds out what she did to Ken, all those romantic dreams could come crashing down before they even begin. She might fancy her chances, but is she really ready to risk it all? Meanwhile, Leanne's not in the mood for love. Watching everyone else wrapped up in their Valentine's bliss just makes her feel more alone, and before long, she's drowning her sorrows at the pub. She might be giving Cassie advice on romance, but her own love life is looking pretty bleak. With nothing but an empty glass for company. What's next for Leanne? Is she set to spiral even further, or is there still hope for a fresh start? Right, that's all for this week's spoilers. So much drama on the horizon, right? From fire investigations to shocking secrets, there's never a dull moment on the cobbles. Will Cassie take the plunge with Steve, or will her past ruin everything? And what about David? Will he make a deal that'll change his life forever, or will he take a different route? Plus, things are heating up with Rob and his escape plan, and let's not forget about Abby's struggles and the arrival of the new neighbours. There's so much to look forward to, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single moment of the action. Let us know what you think is coming next, and make sure you stay tuned for more spoilers and all the gossip. We'll see you next time.